So friends, welcome again. In earlier videos, I had shown you the scripted way of how to deposit cash in Finacle system, how to withdraw cash, how to transfer an amount from one account to the another account of the same bank. So I had shown you the between the various user menu options, how to deposit cash. Now I'll be sharing with all of you in this video the screenshots of the Finacle. So how various fields are to be filled up, why those are to be filled up, which are not to be filled up, which are mandatory to be filled up is very essential for all of you to learn. So today I'll be showing a video on how to make an cash deposit in an account, right? So as I told you earlier, all the Finacle working is done in FinCore system. You can see here, this is here FinCore here. Only KIF ID is created in CRM. So various banks have different customization of Finacle. So in some banks CRM is not there, KIF ID and all other processes of Finacle takes place in FinCore only. So by drop down you can choose FinCore here, right? Or you can see the screen here. Report type online. Don't change anything here. User ID. Whosoever has logged in, his user ID will be shown here. Sole ID, in which branch this transaction is taking place. This will be automatically populated here. So first we have to type Hcashdep, means cash deposit in an account. So one can click on go or simply enter on the keyboard. So as I've been telling you in my earlier videos, this is mouse centric, mouse friendly. So less of keyboard typings and more of usage of mouse, so that it makes it very comfortable. You can relax while working in the Finacle system. So after entering, and you can shortlist these menu options in your favorites. So you can click there, so automatically the screen will appear. You don't have to type Hcashdep here, as I had told you in earlier video. And click on go or enter. The next screen appears on your screen. Okay. So friends, deliberately I am being very slow. I'm speaking slowly so that you have ample time to visit various fields. Of course, I'll be explaining each and every field, but it's for you to look at each field in minutely and understand why it is required to be filled up, why it is not required in certain cases, what is mandatory field to be filled up. So as soon as we typed here Hcashdep here, clicked on go here or press enter in the keyboard, we are working in FinCore system. You can see here automatically cash deposit is come here, right? Now from the drop down number one, we have to choose A for add, means that is first officer who is the maker of this entry. He'll put an add here, the entry is being made in the system. Transaction ID will be generated later on. Template IDs, there are certain cases where we have automatically depot templates may be generated, so we can add that, but mostly it is not used here. This will remain blank. All these fields marked asterisk, star marked, right? These are mandatory. So transaction date, automatically this will show today's date when one person is working in the system here. Now from the drop down you can see here CNNR, that is C for cash, NR for normal receipt. Now you may ask why normal receipts. So in certain cases it's not prevalent in our country, but certain countries they deposit cash in foreign currencies also. So here drop down you can see cash, foreign currency here. So automatically whatever the rate is applicable, it will be multiplied, and whatever the conversion rate is there, that will be multiplied with the amount of foreign currency that is being deposited, and equivalent amount will be credited in customers accounts, right? So here C oblique and R, it's a normal deposit. Again, you don't have to fill any other field here. Just click on go here, this side you can see here, click on go here. So just first field is A for add, date will automatically populated here, CNNR, right? So this can be used, transaction date can be used for value dating also, but in practice it is not used. So after clicking on go, this screen appears on your computer. Now this is very important. Just look at the fields which are numbered here. I'll be explaining each and every field here. So as soon as we entered A, C oblique NR and clicked on go in the previous video, this screen appears here. You can see here function add. Maker is making the first entry as a maker, as a first officer, right? Sole ID, wherever this transaction is taking place. So generally it is the home branch, or it can be any other non-home branch also. The sole ID of that branch will appear here. So every branches are assigned a sole ID, right? So this is a location code, right? Wherever the transaction is being taking place in the Finacle system. CNNR we had chosen earlier, cash normal deposit. Transaction ID will be generated later on. Transaction date, it shows here. Now this is very important. Since we had chosen C oblique NR, so automatically you can see this radio button is credit here, right? Automatically by default this will populate, because whenever a customer deposits cash in the branch, I told you earlier, cash is a real account. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. The cash is being deposited in the branch, the cash entry will be debited, cash in hand of the branch, and customer's account will be credited. So you can see here first leg it shows credit here, right? So in column number account ID, we enter the account number of the customer mentioned in the account slip, deposit slip. These are searchers. You can search with KIF ID, you can search with name, searcher is here. If you want to see the transactions in the account, this is view details here, and next is your signature icon. You can view signatures. In earlier versions we used to use F9. Now it is mouse friendly, mouse centric, the system of Finacle. So just click with your mouse, left click on this, signature will be shown here. You don't have to change all the fields. In Finacle, you don't have to fill up every field. This is very important. Don't enter anything without, if it is not necessary or not required. Otherwise, it may harm your career, because if you make any mistake, or it may harm the bank if it loses any amount. Don't have to do here, right? So this is INR CC, reference CC. The currency automatically INR will be populated here. Now he is depositing 5,000. So we'll just click on 5T here and just enter click the mouse anywhere other on the screen, anywhere other besides any other field. This 5,000 zeros will appear here. 5T for 5,000, 10 lakhs 10L, 1 lakhs 1L, and just after writing 1L or 5T, press enter here or press mouse anywhere other than the screen, any other field. This amount will appear here, right? So don't have to change anything else, right? So here transaction particulars, buy cash or self, cash deposited by self, whatever you write here, in transaction particulars will appear in the passbook or in the statement of account if it is current account, right? Now this instrument type, it is not required here, right? Instrument number is not required since cash is being deposited, right? So all the fields are not mandatorily to be filled up. So you have to be very, very cautious what all fields are to be filled up here, right? Then transaction conductor ID, whosoever is creating the transaction ID, that will be reflected here. Whosoever is making this entry, right? And transaction beneficiary ID, it will be the same, right? It will show the KIF ID here, right? So don't have to change anything. CCY amount 5000 is appearing here, very simple, right? So I'm just giving you time. Look at all the fields very slowly. I'm going very slow deliberately. I'm speaking slowly so that you can see each and every field here, right? You don't have to change any other field. Please remember this, right? Okay. So this is done here, right? This is for some other entries, like we have office entries. So I'll be sharing you other videos how to make entries, sundry, suspense. So we have to choose from here, right? So first you have to fill up. Credit will automatically populate here. This is the first leg, and debit will be cash in hand of the branch. Then the account ID here. Then INR will automatically populate here. 5T for 5000 here. Buy cash. Only 3-4 fields are to be filled up by you. Nothing has to be done by you other than that, right? Okay. So whatever I have spoken, it's written here just for your reference again very quickly. Account ID, whatever the account number has customer has mentioned in his deposit slip, we'll enter here. We'll verify the name tallies with the account number or not, right? Account details link is there if you want to see any details transactions, that will be shown here. Get signature icon, you will getting the signatures, right? So this will be entered here. Amount is very important. Transaction particulars, select transactions for non-customer, yes or no. So this has to be done by no here. Transactions for non-customers, this is in case of, as I told you earlier, sundry suspense which are other than non-customer accounts, office accounts, there we have to use this. So I think this I have already explained. I'll quickly go through the next slide. So just to explain here, the searcher, you can search the account ID, KIF ID with the name. You can search the account number after entering this here. This is your signature icon here. Just click on with the mouse, left click on this signature. As we have entered this account number, Mr. KM Sudhakaran, his name is appearing here. All those details we had entered. As soon as we'll submit, this small window will pop up on your screen, right? Just gives you certain amount. Okay, what is the account number, what is the KIF ID, opening date, when the account was opened, right? Who is the account manager, who this account is linked to, that will be reflected here, right? So what is the scheme type? SBA. When we opened this account, SBA was the savings bank account. General category, account is active, not dormant, not inoperative. Mode of operation, it's a joint account, either or survivor, right? So Sangeeta is Padnekar and KM Sudhakaran. Palekar, sorry. So this is all here. Ledger balance, this is all showing if there is any float balance, what is the available balance here. Funds and clearing, this will reflect here. Drawing power, this is in case of loan accounts. You just have to skip this here, don't have to do anything. This is just a information screen that you are appearing on your case. And close this, click on this, close this, just show you, just yes, just to confirm, right? So the window which appeared just gave you certain informations for your reference, for your checking. So just close it, right? Then after closing that window which appeared on your screen, you get this screen here. Everything whatever we had entered here, same is here. Now these fields are very important just to understand this. If you click on save here, right, click on save, so it will be in the entered state. And I told you in earlier videos what are entered state, posted state and verified state. So for, let's say if one officer saves it, another officer posts it, right, it means it is verified. Now if the first maker posts it, it is in the posted state. So this has to be verified by the second officer here, right? If you want to see any part run, since cash has already been debited here, we need not check, contra items will be there, right? List exceptions here, this icon is here. Just click on this, any exceptions, anything that account was dormant or anything, that any exceptions can be any type. So anything needs to be done in the account from the customer, that I'll show here, or you can cancel also, right? So this lower tab is very important, save post. So in practice, maker mostly posts it and the verifying officer verifies it, right? I hope this is clear. In case of any query, you can ping me on my WhatsApp, my email ID. You can email me any of your doubts, or if you want to raise it through chat boxes, you can. I'll be glad to quench your thirst for any query. So friends, you can see here this account number stands credited by 5,000 credit here, and this is the cash in hand account of the branch number which has been debited here, right? Very important, 5,000, because cash has to be tallied with the debit balance. Whatever is present, that shows in the debit in the balance sheet of the branch, right? So automatically this leg has been created. We didn't create this, right? So automatically system has generated this debit. So these are the two legs. They should tally and automatically did the tally, right? And you just click on submit here, right? Don't have to do anything here, and that entry will be posted here in the system. And remember this, these two boxes must remain ticked. In case this cash in hand is not ticked, only this will be credited in the account. So by the day end, this will show that all transactions have not been posted. I will not be able to verify. So all these check boxes are to be ticked here. Ensure these two boxes are ticked here. So suppose if a person, just for your knowledge sake, a person wants to verify only this credit entry, doesn't want to do debit entry. Suppose let's say he's deposited 9 lakhs in the account and 9 lakhs does not come in his power, and an officer feels that 9 lakh debit cash in hand is not within his power. Obviously, which can differ from bank to bank, because if you are crediting 9 lakhs in any account, 9 lakh of the cash in hand of the branch will be automatically debited here. So he can just uncheck this box here, so only this entry will be posted. But by and large, by practice, both the boxes are to be ticked here and they are to be submitted here. Remember this, submit here, right? So friends, after clicking on submit button, this screen appears. It says transaction ID M361 oblique dated posted successfully, right? It shows 1/1, right? 1/1 part transactions debited, part transactions verified. The verification is pending here, right? So total part transactions 2 of 2, right? So double entry system. This has to be noted down on the voucher, right? Or you can run HFTI, financial transaction inquiry. That will also can give you, in case you forget to note it down, but ensure that this transaction ID is noted so that verifying officer is able to enter this transaction ID while verifying the entry, and all the details will be populated which have been entered by the maker, and they should be checked by the checker and be verified in the system, right? Lastly, remember this: if entry remains in the posted state, customer can withdraw from anywhere in the account, from any ATM in other cities. So it is must be the endeavor of the maker or the first officer to ensure that this entry, whatever he has posted, is soon verified by any verifying officer, so that in case if he has made any mistake while entering the amount, or any he has written a different account number, that can be checked, so that customer may not be able to withdraw. So if entry remains in the posted state, customer can withdraw even before verification, as I told you. And if it is an entered state, customer cannot withdraw, so that head, general ledger head, is not altered as per the transaction being made in the system. So this point is very important. Always get it verified as soon as possible, so in case of any mistakes, it can be checked and no loss is taken either to the officer or to the bank itself. So it should be your endeavor to do that, right? Thank you. It was my, I hope you liked it, my way of just sharing my knowledge with all of you. I hope you liked it. Any query, any suggestions, please ping me on my website, which I have created for all of you. You can do that. Thank you so much. Wish you good success.